I've been off of social media for about a month now, and to be honest, feels pretty good. I no longer grab my phone like the first thing in the morning when I wake up. Like I no longer grab my phone to see like what's been posted on Instagram or Twitter overnight. I no longer rush to see like what notifications I've gotten on Facebook or whatever. I mean, I don't even really pick up my phone to check email or the news anymore, like not first thing in the morning. First thing I do is I wake up and I get my day started. It's really refreshing. It's really great. I've really enjoyed these past few weeks, not running to the phone, not picking up the phone and checking social media obsessively. And one of the things that I've really come to discover is that it has freed up so much time. I used to complain, just like I don't have time to do this. There are not enough hours in the day. But, just making a few lifestyle changes, such as getting up a little earlier, really planning out my day, and avoiding social media. And that has really provided me the time and in a lot of ways the energy to do things that I need and want to do. Having said that, there are a couple of drawbacks to not being on social media, and I'm gonna talk about what I feel those drawbacks are. So I went to the movies. I saw Fast 9, F9 rather, and look, it is what it is. It's a dumb, fun flick. It is certainly the most insane Fast and Furious movie so far. If you like these movies, I feel like you'll like this one. If you don't, this certainly isn't going to convert you. It's not the best in the series by any means, but it's certainly indicative of what someone would think a Fast and Furious movie would be if they'd never seen one. So whatever, that was a lot of fun. And after the movie, I went to Yard House, which is like a restaurant bar deal. I'm pretty sure you know what Yard House is. So there's a Yard House near the theater. So I decided to go to Yard House. I was going to have like one drink, that'd be it, right? And this was like my first time back at a bar, as it were, right? First time back at a bar since last year. And I had a fantastic time. As the saying goes, the plans of mice and men often go awry. Yeah, my plan to have like one drink or one beer or whatever turned into several drinks, as well as like an appetizer. But the reason for that is I was socializing. Like I talked to people at the bar. I talked to the bar staff. I talked to other customers. And it was awesome to be able to do so. I haven't to sit at a bar and have drinks with someone and just like talk shit or whatever. I haven't done that since last year. And it felt really good to do so. Two of the people that I met at the bar, I met a couple of people back to back. First, I met a gentleman named Alex. Alex, shout out to you if you are watching this. Had great conversation with Alex. And then when Alex left, another gentleman came to the bar, an older gentleman named JC, and we had a fantastic conversation. JC, if you're watching, shout out to you. Now, if you've noticed, I've just shouted them out saying, if you're watching. And that's because I told them, yes, I've got a YouTube. Here's my YouTube. They expressed, some interest in maybe checking it out. So whatever. But the way that we elected to stay in contact with each other was through social media. It was immediately asked, do you have Instagram? Do you have Twitter? Do you have YouTube? Which isn't social media, by the way, it's content creation, loophole. And that's the point that I wanted to come to, is that social media really has evolved into the way we communicate, the way we stay in touch with people, and not just strangers at the bar, but family, friends. It's crazy, right? And I've been making more of an effort to stay in contact with my family and friends outside of social media. But it's so easy, you know, especially like when you think about like Facebook. Facebook is where all my family, you know, they post their stuff, and friends from college, friends from like high school and even like junior high. Same with like, you know, Twitter and Instagram. You know, I've made friends on these platforms, and I've seriously, you know, as I mentioned in previous video, like, you know, I feel so close to them, you know, watch their kids grow up, and, you know, we've met offline, and this is how we've always stayed in touch. And that's what I miss, is I miss being able to communicate with a lot of these people. You know, it's just easy to pick up the phone and like go to somebody's profile and like something and comment and feel like, yeah, you know, I've kept in touch with my good friend in Michigan, or my good friend in DC, or my good friend here or there. That's what I miss. And these recent interactions that I had at the bar made me realize, like, this is how we have decided to stay in contact. It's just like afterward, I was just like, wait a minute, nobody thought to ask for a phone number? We've got our phones out. And instead of being like, hey, what's your number? You know, I'll text you or I'll call you or whatever. It's, I'll follow you on Instagram. I'll subscribe to your YouTube. I'll follow you on Twitter. And it's just like, oh, wow. And so with these people, you know, I'm going to cheat and get on social media and say, hey, here's my number. Let's stay in contact via telephone. Let's call and text each other. And to be honest, I've got to do that with several people. So I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to log on to several platforms just to reach out to some people and be like, hey, I you know, don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not on here as much as I used to be. Here's my number. Here's my email address. Let's stay in contact. And you know, it is funny because there are people, and I even said this in my previous video about social media. There are people who look to my feed to make sure that I'm still alive or whatever. And I've gotten those messages, you know, hey, friendly check-in, wellness check. Yo, are you alive? Like, I've gotten those messages on several platforms from several people because I guess because they aren't subscribed to my YouTube and they didn't watch the video in which I said I was taking a social media hiatus. Yeah, now I done figured it out. But seriously, that is the main thing for me, is maintaining these relationships and staying in contact with people. That's what I miss about social media. But honestly, I don't miss the aggression, the arguments, the just bad temperament of like a platform like Twitter, where it seems like everyone is arguing over dumb little shit. Everyone is looking to tear, you know, people down. Everyone's looking for a reason to cancel somebody, looking through old tweets, you know, hoping to find that one nugget to get someone canceled. That's just insane to me. No looking through Instagram profiles and seeing people who I know don't have their whole lives together, but just, you know, the imagery of living these perfect lives where, you know, I know that my existence is fucked up. Not scrolling through all that and feeling bad about where I am. Those are the things that I don't miss. But I do miss staying in contact with people that I've grown to care about. And strangely, you know, it has become this way of staying in contact with new acquaintances, new friends. And that's behavior that I've got to change. I've got to learn to say phone number, email, not Twitter handle, Instagram. But yeah, like I said, after a month, I feel great. And it's just gotten easier. It really has just gotten easier. And I was wondering how long I'd be able to keep this up, how long I'd be able to stay off social media. And I think after I go through this little cheat period and reach out to certain people and make sure that they know what's what, I think that it is going to be easy for me to maintain this social media break for a while. So once again, friends, if you don't see me posting on social media, not because anything has happened, hopefully, but it's because I am taking this break, making an effort to not post, to not log on, to not have anything to do with social media right now. I'm more focused on the goals that I have, goals of betterment, goals of success. There it is.